friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to share my July TBR, which is a little late because I'm honestly, right now I'm wearing red, white, and blue because today is 4th of July and I'm going out in about a half hour. So I got ready for 4th of July because I'm going out, and I wanted to film my July TBR because, like I said, it's already late. So here we go. I have 12 books on my TBR. Well, I think I have more because there's some that I don't have physically, so I was just counting the books that I have physically here with me. My Summerween TBR is in this list also, which I'm super excited. Yeah, let me get started. So, the first book that I want to read in July, which I honestly already finished because it's 4th of July, so I already read this. It's A Breaking Time by Sasha Alsberg, and I did a full dedicated reading vlog for this book. Spoiler alert, I didn't really enjoy my time reading this, but I have a full dedicated reading vlog for this book that should be coming out after this video. So this was the first one. If you don't know, Sasha Alsberg is one of the first like OG booktubers here on BookTube, and she has written some books, and I gave it a try because I've heard a lot of mixed reactions about this book, and this one is pretty much a time traveling story set in Scotland, and it is a romance. So the next book that I want to read this month is I Want to Eat Your Pancreas by Joru Sumino. The lighting, there we go. This is a manga, and I heard Renee from Reading with Renee, a close friend of mine here on BookTube, talk about this book, and from what I know, this is a graphic novel, well, not graphic novel, is a manga about this girl that has pancreatic disease, and I'm assuming this is like a romance story, and it sounds like it's gonna make me cry. Usually if I pick up manga, it's sad stuff, so here we are. I just bought this in Barnes & Noble recently because it's a complete manga edition, so I'm excited to start and finish the whole series in one sitting. And yeah, I think from now on I'm only buying manga collections because I started A Silent Voice and I like read the first 2 volumes, and then every time I go to the bookstore I can't find like volume 3 or 4 like in order. So I have the full collection like on my Amazon wishlist, but it's like $100 and I'm not doing that anytime soon. But yeah. The next book that I'm reading is Castle in the Cloud. I think it's Kirsten Gear. I actually started this morning, and this one I am reading because Alicia from Alicia Guzman, she asked me to co-host for her book club. I believe her book club is called Lit in Translation, and basically every month Alicia picks a book that has been translated from a different language to English. So I believe this one's originally German, but I honestly could be completely wrong about that. I don't know much about it, to be completely honest, but it seems like it's a very light and fluffy. This reminds me a lot of like Green Glass House, and she's pretty much like a babysitter but for like a hotel type of place, and like it's called Castle in the Cloud. I don't really know, but it seems really quirky. I already started it and I love the main character so far. So if you want to join us in reading this book, Castle in the Cloud, join us, and the live show should be the last week of July, and I'm sure that Alicia will announce it sometime soon. Alright, the next book that I have is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This is the perfect time to read this book. I met Riley Sager recently and he signed this copy, and it says Naomi, No Body, No Crime, and I really want to read this really badly. I'm buddy reading this with my good friend Miranda here from BookTube, and we're actually doing like a readathon in person at one of our favorite bookstores called Loganberry, so we're both gonna pick up The House Across the Lake together. So yeah, I'm really excited, and if you don't know, I'm sure that you do, Riley Sager's really popular here on BookTube, but he mostly or mainly only writes thriller books, and this one is pretty much like what it says on the title, The House Across the Lake. It mainly follows this woman who is a widow, I believe, and she's an actress, and she goes to like the family lake house, and she ends up like kind of peeking through the window and watching the people in the house across the lake, and then just weird stuff goes down. And I heard Riley talk a lot about the book during the signing, and obviously it just made me really intrigued to pick this up, and I'm really excited. The next book that I have is kind of not random, but I just feel like reading sci-fi, so I have Only Human by Sylvain Neuvel. My boyfriend recently bought me this book because I hit 2K here on BookTube, so this was a present from him, and I've been craving a little bit of sci-fi. In the summer I always have that craving of reading sci-fi, so this is the third book in the Sleeping Giants series. I adore this series. This is all told in kind of interview format, and if you don't know, the first book, Sleeping Giants, it's a huge cast of characters, and in the United States, or really the whole world, pieces of a gigantic robots just start appearing all over the world, so that's where it goes from there. And it's just kind of like interview formats of like military people and stuff like that, but it's really good. The second book like takes everything to a whole new level, so I can't even imagine where it's gonna go next, so I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, the next couple of books that I have are for Summerween, and if you don't know, Summerween, it's running from July 15th through July 21st. And Summerween is hosted every year by Gabby from Gabby Reads and Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte. It's pretty much like a spooky Halloween readathon that happens during the summer. So like I said, I have 4 books, and the first one that I want to read is Final Girls by Riley Sager. I just want to read all of Riley Sager's books after meeting him, and I feel like this one, everyone that was there was asking him questions about this book, and just somehow, some way, the conversation always ended up being about Final Girls, so I really want to read this soon. And pretty much this book also is a thriller, kind of horror, I believe, and it's all about final girls. I honestly don't know much about this book. But this one I'm gonna read for Summerween for the Halloween colors on the cover. I'm gonna just assume that red and black are Halloween colors. And then also to read a slasher, which I believe that this is a slasher, but I could be wrong. And then the other prompt, like book reading prompt for Summerween, is to read a book with haunt in the title, and I'm going to attempt to read The Haunting of Ashburn House, which is by Darcy Coates. I've heard mixed reviews about Darcy Coates. I have never really been compelled to read a book by this author, so I'm gonna give it a try during this readathon. We'll see if that happens. Honestly, know nothing about this book. The only reason why I picked it for this TBR because it has the word haunt in the title, and yeah, I don't know anything about this book, and I realized that I have like no books in my TBR that have the word haunt in the title. So, and then if I get through those, I have like a couple more like kind of spooky books that I want to get to that have been on my way too many TBRs, and that is Finlay Donovan is Killing It by El Casamano. I feel like this book has been on every TBR since I bought this book. Or this was gifted to me actually. But anyway, this one's pretty much about a writer, and she is pitching this story about a contract killer to her PR agent, publicist person, and someone overhears her talking to her agent, and they think that she's a contract killer, and then the story goes from there. And then I also have All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman, and this one, I've heard that this is kind of like a knockoff Hunger Games, which I'm kind of here for because I miss the Hunger Games feeling, but I honestly know nothing about this. Also, I do think it's YA. I heard my friend Olivia from Liz Library, she enjoyed it, but she thought it was way too similar to the Hunger Games, which I guess it's fine for me now going into it knowing that. I feel like I might enjoy it more. But yeah, I'm excited to pick this up. Okay, and the next couple of books are just books that I saw that I have and I just want to read sometime soon. Hopefully summertime, July or August. They might roll over because these are way too many books. But I have the Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas, and I usually don't really read a lot of romance, and usually when I do, I don't really enjoy it. And it's funny because the next 2 books that I have on my TBR are also romance, and I will say that I have no clue what this book's about, but I saw like on Instagram or Bookstagram, now it's like a thing that people kind of highlight like little quotes and stuff from the book and post them, and I saw one from this book and I was like, oh, I need to read that. But I probably, like, I don't know, romances for me are usually like 3 stars and like that's it. I've never really read like a romance that I adore. So yeah, I like, it says on the back, a wedding in Spain, an infuriating man, 3 days to convince her family she's actually in love. I don't know. I'm assuming this has like fake dating, and I usually don't enjoy that trope very much, so we'll see what I'm getting myself into. Next up, I have Book Lovers, but oh, not the stack of books in the frame. Interesting. Next up, I don't know what this book's about either. It's Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is super hyped all over BookTube and Bookstagram. I read 2 of Emily Henry's books, which titles are like escaping my mind right now. People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. Duh. Both of those books were like 3 stars for me. They were okay. I don't really get the hype around Emily Henry's books, but I don't know, I just always want to read them, even though that I know that this is probably going to be mediocre for me because I don't really enjoy romance all like that, but I still want to read this and I don't even know what it's about. I just know that it's romance. That's it. Okay, yet another romance. So here we go. I have Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I will say I adore Colleen Hoover's writing, and if I ever like have enjoyed a romance more than other books, it's probably Colleen Hoover book. Ugly Love is the one with the pilot. That's all I know. I have heard that this has like some controversial scenes. Maybe this isn't the one, I don't know, but Colleen Hoover's writing, I will say, it's very, very addicting. So alright, I have 2 more books on my TBR, and I have yet another sci-fi that I haven't gotten to this year. I think this is in my 22 books that I want to read in 2022, so I have to read this at some point during the year, but that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Like I said, I don't know why in July I always feel like reading sci-fi. So I have, like I said, the Only Humans by Sylvain Neuvel, and then I have this one to kind of give me the sci-fi that I've been looking for. And no idea what this book's about. I just know that it's sci-fi. Andy Weir wrote The Martian. Never read that either. I watched the movie and enjoyed it, but I've heard that this is amazing. I mean, I'm craving sci-fi, so I should like be in the mindset for this, but we'll see. What was that? Oh my god. And last but not least, I have Yolk by Mary H.K. Choi. This one, it's supposed to be sad. This one follows pretty much 2 sisters, and they don't get along very well, and then I think one of them finds out that she has cancer, so they're trying to like mend their relationship because one of them is dying, so she wants to spend like the last few months or whatever time she has left making amends, and one of those amends is with her sister. So I feel like I'm gonna cry a lot during this book, but I don't know, we'll see. I've heard nothing but amazing things. So yeah, also this book, the cover, the spine, so beautiful. I better like this book. Alright, those are all of the books that I want to read this month. There are way too many. I know that I won't get to all of them, but we shall see. Alright, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I know that it's late July TBR, but it's here. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.